Okay. Make sure all of my levels are proper. Good deal. Hello, nerds. Oh, hey, let's talk to the top of my head, shall we? So, I'm seeing this camera needs to be adjusted, and I only have one hand to do it, so hold that thought. Huzzah! All right. So, here we are. Are you okay? Okay. Here we are with yet another live show. This is going to be a little bit of a different live show because it's been a hell of a week, man. So I lost my wallet and have been dealing with trying to get a new ID for the last few days, which I would have been spending getting you know, like research done and probably filming, but yeah, I had to deal with the bank, had to deal with the DMV. Has not been fun. So that's part of the reason why we are doing a live stream tonight, not a proper recorded episode. The other part of it is went to a show last night. We're going to talk about that. We'll go into a little bit more of like a show review next time we do what that just happened, which should be next week. But yeah, as it stands right now, that's kind of where we are. Oof, we have such a lot of really cool stuff to talk about, though. So, without much further ado, I'm still pulling up the notes, so just one more moment. Go research, notes. I did get some notes done, but I only got into the music section. I didn't really get much else as far as notes go for this week, which is why we are going to be talking about some music stuff. And for those of you who have been paying attention to the social media, I have been posting quite a bit on... I've been posting a bit more regularly with AI generated music. So I'm going to get into some of the issues with AI music, and we're going to talk about that. That's going to be the latter half of the show. Or this show is actually kind of going to cut into 3 pieces. So if you're listening in post and you're on one of the syndicated outlets, then you're going to get 2 pieces. You're going to get the music news and the music talk in general, and then the AI music that we're going to kind of get into how it works, how it's going to evolve, how I feel like the next couple iterations should evolve, etc., etc. And then the final bit, as usual, we will probably be being weird. Where did I get cut off? Sorry, apparently I bumped the mic cable and it came unplugged. So we got 3 pieces for the audio outlets in post. It's just going to be the first 2, which is music news and new music. We're going to talk about music related things, and then we're going to do AI music stuff, talk about where it is now, the issues with it, as far as, and I'm not going to talk about philosophical issues with AI creating art, because that's not the kind of discussion we have on the channel. I think that AI is a tool just like anything else. It is a tool that makes certain things much, much easier, but there's still a lot to be said about the human element. So that's not the conversation we're going to be having, though. I'm going to be having like how this tool can be better, how I think it's going to evolve, etc., etc. And then the last little bit, we'll jump into a little bit of gaming. Honestly, probably not a whole bunch, just because we are starting the stream late. So I think that should be everything from where I got cut off. I want to try. So that's the news page. Let's pull up the YouTubes. And we're going to mute the tab, because usually it's the audio that gets you in trouble. So we'll just have the videos playing. Where are you? Copy, link. Thank you. Copy link, and then we go into theater mode. I think that's big enough. Stupid ads. So, the first one that I wanted to talk about in this week's show is Born of Osiris. I need to use up less of my computer's resources. All right. So, Born of Osiris, not the music you're hearing currently, but it is the video that is playing right now on the screen. Apparently there is a... What the heck, man? I pushed the button. Now do the thing. There we go. Okay. Oops. I keep doing that. And the YouTube is frozen. There we go. Okay. So, Born of Osiris released a new track. This is coming off of their next record, I believe. Yeah, the newest record, Elevate, which is out now. We've talked previously about Born of Osiris, actually a number of times about Born of Osiris. It's a band that I really, really, really like up to a point. Around about the time Jason Richardson left, this band kind of lost its way as far as the sonics go. This new track off the Elevate record is called Elevate. Is that the name of the record too? I thought that was just the name of the record. Maybe they just released this as a single. That might be the situation. Just released this as a single, it would seem. Presumably coming off of a new record. The last couple of records, I would say at least the last two records, because I can't remember 3 records back for these guys, have been pretty subpar in the realm of the prog death, I guess you could call them, as far as metal goes. And just hasn't been really what you expect out of very great band, honestly. Tosin Abasi was the original guitar player. Jason Richardson took over, or lead guitar player. Jason Richardson took over when Tosin left to start Animals as Leaders. Richardson left to do some solo stuff. He now plays for As I Lay Dying. And I don't know who the current lineup is, but again, just fairly subpar. So it doesn't have the band lineup. It just has the who made the video in the notes. In the video, DC Kalen, yeah, rock and roll. But this new track, sorry, long way of saying, I really, really dug the new track. So hopefully things are starting to pick up for Born of Osiris. I think we've spent a bit more time on that than I wanted to. So let's move on to the next one. And that is a new band that I found. Not new necessarily in the scheme of things, but new in that I've only recently found them. Let's not watch the ads, shall we? This is a band called League of Distortion. So the reason I clicked on this, actually there's 2 reasons. One, it's Napalm Records. Napalm Records usually does really good stuff. And then the name of the track is My Hate Will Go On. So I thought it was going to be some sort of like dark twist on My Heart Will Go On, so I was a little intrigued by that. Figured maybe it would be something funny. Definitely just like kind of gothy metal. This has shades of Lord of the Lost, though without quite the same What is it missing? It's just not. Am I too loud for you? Oh, you're just going to the other room. It's just not quite. It doesn't have the same heart, I think, is where I'm going with that. Like Lord of the Lost is, I think, the new standard bearer for like the goth metal sound, goth industrial metal. And these guys have a very similar feel, League of Distortion. Just, I don't know, it's a lot more of the well-produced poppy kind of stuff, which generally comes across as being a little less heartfelt. Still quality stuff, still definitely worth a listen. I'm actually intrigued to listen to the rest of the record after having listened to this first track, so that's that one. We will get to actual news for music as well. There is a lot of stuff that we have to talk about, but I just wanted to knock out, there's 4 more of these new music pieces that I wanted to talk about first. The next one is from somebody that a lot of people are familiar with. I don't know how familiar my audience is necessarily, but there was a man who a few years ago put out a song with the hook, because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. That man is Afro Man. That is kind of a classic amongst like gear, so I'm trying some new things, so I'll fix this microphone real quick, and hopefully that won't happen again. Anyway, so Afro Man's making fun of Hunter Biden. It's not quite as good as Because I Got High, because that song was done from the soul, and this song is done to score brownie points with the growing audience, I guess. So worth a listen just for the comedy factor, though. It's, if you're going in expecting the same quality of the last few Afro Man tracks that you know, it's not that good. The next one, make sure my microphone is cooperating. Yes. Thank you. Next song was from, come on, load, baby. We've talked about Frog Leap Studios a number of times on the channel as well. For a while, he was getting the spotlight in the suggestions for a music section like 2 or 3 times a month, because Leo does a new track every week. And just, it's been a while since we talked about him, so I thought it was time to talk about him. The most recent track he's put out is his cover of Footloose. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Leo Maracchioli is kind of amazing. He records, produces, shoots the video, releases the track all in a week, and he does this every week. He does take time off. He's taken a little bit more time off in recent years, but more frequently taken time off, I guess. But I mean, like, everyone burns out, even if you love what you do, and he really loves what he does, and it definitely shows in his production quality and everything. So if you haven't checked out Frog Leap Studios' channel on YouTube, then it is absolutely worth your time, because, once again, Leo just does fantastic things. I'm realizing the background music is a little too low. That is a hell of a lot of work. Like, I think part of how he does it, we're gonna get into my conjecture on a little bit of behind the scenes when it comes to producing YouTube stuff and music stuff as well. So I think what he does is, during one of the larger time off gaps, maybe even each time he does take time off, because like I said, is becoming slightly more frequent in more recent years, just because, you know, social anxiety and things that he's got to deal with psychologically, just kind of the way it works out. So every time he takes a little bit of time off, what I think he does is he starts learning a few songs, goes for the songs that he learns the fastest. I'm not going to say the easiest songs to learn, because sometimes, like, you click with a song and it's super difficult, and sometimes it takes you forever to learn a song that is theoretically very easy. The big one in my head, in my past, is the Wooden song from Butthole Surfers. Wow, I almost forgot the Butthole Surfers name. The Wooden song from Butthole Surfers is a song that I've covered in the past, and I didn't even have to learn the chords because I was playing bass on that one with the band, and I still just, it's a really simple song. There is some theoretical difficulties to it in that it's an exercise in fifths. If you know your music theory, then fifths and thirds. You have a circle of fifths and a circle of thirds. It is an exercise in that kind of knowledge. And apparently my knowledge in the circle of fifths was rather weak because it really took a lot for me to get. But then, like, I learned the Laid to Rest riff from Lamb of God in, like, 3 minutes. So, like, it's that kind of stuff. So I think he takes a list of songs that he wants to do. He makes that list and then starts to learn probably 4 or 5 songs at a time. That gets him a month ahead. And then while he's finishing up learning the one song that's going out first, he'll get that learned and then start shooting the video. Probably shoots his videos in a day or two, because you're seeing it on screen. It's just him in the studio. Every one of his videos is some variation of this video that we're watching. And then he will shoot the video in an afternoon or in a day or two, release the track itself on the same day he releases the video. And while he's doing all of that for the first video, he's finishing up those steps behind the scenes for next week's video. So he probably gets a good deal ahead of himself. And I just talked all the way through that video. Yeah, so dude's a machine. You should absolutely subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and he's very family friendly. He's not going to censor himself. He's not family friendly in that sense of the word, of the phrase, I guess. But he is family friendly in that, like, he involves his daughter in a lot of his stuff. He oftentimes plays her instruments just because it's comedic, the difference in size between him and her instrument. And when he was married, his wife was incorporated in the channel a lot. He does a lot of collabs with a lot of other YouTube musicians. Just a good dude. So our next one comes from a band that I fairly recently found. I guess it's been a few years at this point, but I just saw them about 6 months ago for the first time live. They actually, how much of this can we see? We can see the whole thing. All right. So they actually, right before I saw them, they released a track called Tinfoil Hat. And that was the first new track with their new guitar player, who's this dude just behind the gun on the tank. The name of the new song that they just released is called Tank. It's featuring somebody named Gun Drummer, who is another vocalist. And this is a band, I think, if you don't at once appreciate extreme forms of metal music, because it's definitely like deathcore, but it's almost like trap deathcore because of the way the vocals are. Like, he's definitely, I can't think of the vocalist's name right now. Is it in the notes? Nope. Whatever. So he is definitely screaming all of these lyrics, but they are like, they're hip hop lyrics that he's screaming. So it's got that kind of vibe, that kind of bouncy hip hop kind of vibe, but it is a very extreme way of presenting that sound, and it's just such a unique sound. I really dig it, but I feel like that's something that you really have to have a taste for. And apparently the video froze. There we go. So yeah, Hunt the Dinosaur. I don't know if I said the name of the band yet, but Hunt the Dinosaur is the name of the band, and the song is Tank. It's a hell of a lot of fun if you enjoy a little bit of trap with your deathcore. The last one, here we go. This one actually we should have put in last week's episode, but for whatever reason, I just didn't put it in the notes. And then I remembered, oh yeah, that's a thing I wanted to talk about. So, Knocked Loose is a band that does things, and they are a hardcore band. They're kind of more on the thrash. What the hell is that? The thrashy side of the hardcore, modern hardcore, because you have the more punk side of things, which would be, in this case, Turnstile would be the equivalent. And these guys are on the more thrashy side of hardcore, which is more in line with, like, a Slayer kind of sound. A bit more stripped down than Slayer, and theoretically more sound as far as like music theory goes, just because Kerry King doesn't know music theory to save his life. But the reason this song, Suffocate, is fairly significant, aside from being just a new track from Knocked Loose, is it's featuring Poppy. We've talked about Poppy a few times before on the channel. I actually did a reaction video when I first heard of her to one of her tracks. In light of recent reaction videos, specifically I'm thinking of the Scene Queen video, I feel like Poppy's music has been put into a different kind of light for me, because while I do still feel like it's not necessarily for me, I have a different appreciation for it as an introduction to the scene for other people who otherwise wouldn't get into my favorite genre of music, which is metal. Being as Poppy does pop music by and large, now she does pop music with metal guitars behind it, but it's still pop music. And from what I know of her, which isn't much, she's still one of the primary writers, if not the sole writer of her music. So it just feels a lot more genuine than something like Scene Queen, and I would put her and Scene Queen in a similar realm. So just very, very interesting that she's getting the stamp of approval from someone like Knocked Loose, who is like darlings of the scene right now. These dudes really can do no wrong, and they just got announced, which is, oh god, how perfect of a transition is that? But they just got announced, Knocked Loose did, as one of the supporting acts for Slipknot. That's right, we're talking about Slipknot. Of course we are. Is it Metal Injection I wanted to go to, or was it Loudwire? I think it was Metal Injection, but I have to scroll for a second to find it. Yeah, there we go. So, Slipknot has announced a new tour, which is freaking crazy. They also have new masks. They did their first show back. They're 2 shows deep now, because they did a backyard show in California, which literally was somebody's backyard. It was a very large backyard, so there was like 350 people there, I believe it was. But it was their first new show with their new drummer, who, if you're looking at the screen right now, is this guy with the bullet in his head on the mask. New drummer is officially, they have announced it on their socials. Again, if you're following Generally Nerdy on X, then I retweeted the announcement. Eloy Casagrande is the new drummer. Eloy formerly played for Sepultura. It has been widely rumored for some time, actually for a couple of months. We talked about it on the channel that Eloy was the drummer. It is now official. They premiered their new masks at this backyard show. Very much throwback masks for everyone who is still in the band from the days where they're throwing back to. So, like, you've got 4 new members of the band since 1999, which is what they're throwing back to, supposedly. The name of the new tour is Here Comes the Pain. These are the new masks. They're freaking awesome. So Sean down here, he has just it's fairly typical clown mask, but it's got those really squared, very large eyebrows that are reminiscent of his Iowa mask. Jim's jester mask still has the one side longer, and much more hair coming out the top, but very much reminiscent of not just his Iowa mask, but also the most previous mask. Sid still got the gas mask. His is the only one that I think is more of a less of a throwback and more just a continuation of his new design direction. And then Mick is still wearing the Shredder hockey mask. That hasn't changed, I think, since Iowa. So there's nothing to throw back to, really. And then you got the new guys. So you have Eloy, the drummer, right here with this really crazy bullet in the head thing. I can't remember who the new sampler is. I think his name's Jeff. He's the one that replaced Craig. He's got this broken, very similar to Eloy, but his is like more broken and then re-put back together. I forget what that art style is called, but it's a Japanese art style. And then we have Tortilla Man over here with the zipper eyes and these like pigtail dreads. And it's just such a crazy. Let's see if we can pull up some of that backyard show, because to see Tortilla Man in action on this backyard show kind of gives you much more of an appreciation for his new mask, because it doesn't look like a tortilla anymore. So the Tortilla Man, whatever moniker doesn't really fit anymore. Are we still muted? We are not still muted. We are muted again, though. All right. So give me. There we go. Right there. Got a little bit of this is Tortilla Man right here, with those dreads. And then at some point throughout the show, like, he rips the dreads out, and it's kind of crazy. Let's get back to our picture. I just wish I was there so much. And the V-Man is kind of a mirror image of his previous mask, where the messed up stuff was on his left before, and now it's on his right. So V-Man's new mask his masks are usually pretty great, but my favorite one of this update is not a good picture of it, and we don't have a good angle of it here. So let's see if we can Google it. The Googles. Go to the Googles. And go to images, blah, blah, blah. We go to Corey Taylor new mask. Oh, come on. Give me the new mask, not this garbage. So that's kind of a shot. Very much a throwback to his Iowa and self-titled mask. So that's the Iowa mask right there. Slightly better version. There we go. That's a slightly better look at it. I thought there was like a promo shot with his brand new mask. I don't remember seeing that mask ever. Oh, that's a fan mock-up. This is something more akin to his self-titled mask. And then, yeah, we don't have a promo shot yet of his newest mask. I wonder where... So I was watching Tank the Tech, I think it was. And he somehow found a really good shot of... Or maybe it was Nick Nocturnal. I think it was Nick Nocturnal. Somehow got a really good shot of the new Corey Taylor mask. Oh, is that... Nope, it's blurry. It's because it's from hand shot video. What is that one? There we go. That's a decent one. Open link in new tab. And then I'll bite me. That's not what I wanted. Open image in new tab. That's what I wanted. And then we'll zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, shut up. There. So Corey Taylor's new mask, very reminiscent of the Iowa mask, but much more legitimately disturbing. I don't know. I just really dig. This is one of my favorites of his mask iterations right here for sure. I really, really like it. So yeah, Slipknot has announced a tour. We'll go over the tour dates real quick. We have starting May 12th, runs through states-wise at least, October 11th. It is Knocked Loose, Orbit Culture, and Vended, some combination of those three bands opening every gig. So it looks like mostly Knocked Loose and Orbit Culture, which is going to be such an incredible show. Vended looks like they're on 1, 2, 3, about half of them. So the first half is Orbit Culture, the second half is Vended. It's not coming to my neck of the woods. Madison Square Garden, though, it's coming to you there, Mr. Chris. So if you're into the Slipknots, then by all means go, because I can't. It's a very limited very limited run so far as stateside, and then they jump over to they're in South America for a second, then they jump over to Europe, and they finish it out in London on December the 21st. So 2025, maybe I'll get to see Slipknot's new masks. Yeah, that is so incredibly awesome. I'm super stoked for new Slipknot stuff. I think there was something else. Umbra Vitae has released a new one. We'll probably talk about that in next week's episode, though, just because I haven't listened to it yet. I thought there was there we go, tour calendar. I thought there was another tour that I wanted to talk about. Undeath, that's a good one. Morbid Angel, Down. Animals as Leaders. Baroness. That was from the last episode. Okay. Wait. Yeah, that was from the last episode. Why is it up there? I don't know. Oh, Summer Slaughter. Apparently this has been getting a lot of really negative reviews. I was going to say mixed, but I don't know that I've seen anything good about this. But I haven't actually looked at the lineup yet. So let's look at the lineup. Summer Slaughter 2024, Veil of Maya, Brand of Sacrifice, Gideon. All right, there's got to be a proper list. Where's the list? Gideon, Left to Suffer, 1056, Tala, Cabal, and Brat. Ugh. So, Veil of Maya is really good. Brand of Sacrifice is freaking fantastic. Left to Suffer is also really good. But I don't know Gideon or 1056 or Tala or Cabal, and I've only, I think, listened to 1 or 2 Brat tracks. We were going to talk about them on the channel until I listened to them and realized I had nothing positive to say about them. So that's why we haven't talked about them on the channel. So it's been getting pretty negative response. That's what I was looking for from the scene, because like the headliners are great, and like I said, one of the openers is really good, but the rest of this tour is not oh wow. And you have a couple of dates where Veil of Maya is not on it. You have one date with no Veil of Maya or Brand of Sacrifice. Ooh, yeah, I can see why people are getting upset about this. Summit Music Hall, no Brat. So yeah, Summer Slaughter kicks off September 12th. Runs through August 10th. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to get tickets to that, though, because it's fairly mid. Kitty announces, Body Box, Slipknot, blah, 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 blah. Till Lindemann. Oh, yeah, Till announced as well. There we go. I think that's what it was. Opeth. We didn't talk about Opeth in the last show because apparently I missed it. Opeth is kicking off tour. There is no opener announced as far as I know. Yeah, I should have put it in last week's episode, but I didn't. So let's click. So it starts October 11th in Milwaukee, runs through October 31st in San Francisco. It looks like they're playing just about every day from the 11th to the 31st. There's a couple of days off in here, but by and large they're playing everywhere. Let's see if StubHub has who else is on the bill. Metallica, Judas Priest, and Opeth, Tons of Rock 2024 in Norway. Oh my God, Norway, you are lucky. Yeah, StubHub doesn't have anything as far as openers either. So very interesting. But yeah, Opeth announced the tour. We should have talked about it last week, and we didn't. I think that's what I have as far as this stuff goes. So Going to take just a moment because I have to set up, because I realized as we were into the stream that I don't have this set up so that we can do the audio and all that stuff proper. Actually, no. I don't know if I have to pause the stream at the moment. I think I can just do this, maybe. Browser page. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's get this to Music Makers, audio. Yeah, all right. So we're going to stop the background music. And then we're going to swap this out. Vivaldi. Okay. Out of studio mode. Look at that. All right, so now we should be to the point. Turn my volume up. Let's talk about some AI music, shall we? Music generators. So I want to play. Oh, let's do. Cloud. Start a new chat with Cloud. All right. So let's talk about AI music real quick. I should have that open too. Sorry, actually, while I'm wasting time not speaking into the microphone, I wanted to ask one of the audience members, one of the community members, if you will, Mr. Chris Ortiz. You recently started a YouTube channel. How has that been going for you, sir? Like, what is the status? How have you published your first video? I would imagine you have. I have not been able to go seek you out and check that out. So, yeah, what do you got? What's going on? Give me the deets, as it were. There we go. Okay, so while we are waiting for Chris Ortiz to catch up, because there is a delay from me speaking to when things can happen, I want to play a song because this is going to be kind of the genesis for this conversation in AI music. I will leave up the lyrics to the song here on the page. Actually, I think I can even make this a little bit bigger so they're easier to see. Let's say 120. Oh, that's the other one, I think. Mushroom. Where is that? Who posted it? Oh. So let's see. There was another band. There was another band. I have to do it up here. We're going to have to do it off. Go to Mushroom Head. Tour. Wow, Mushroom Head doesn't even have it on their page yet. What does Bands in Town have to say? Bands in Town. Yeah, they don't have up on the bands in town either. Upon a burning body? Huh. On Blabbermouth. Okay, let's go to Blabbermouth. I should have checked there first, honestly. Blabbermouth, right there. Mushroom Head, right there. Yeah. Ah, they're not coming here either. Mushroom Head starts October 4th in Buffalo, New York, runs through October 26th in Cleveland, Ohio for their Halloween show that they do every year. We'll be touring with apparently Upon a Burning Body, because that's where we found it to begin with. Yeah, Upon a Burning Body will not be at 2 of the shows on that bill. Upon a Burning Body, There Is No Us, and Mind Incision are the support. So, interesting. All right, back to AI music. And Chris, if he ever responds in chat. Either way, so we're going to play this song. I made this song. It's total self-service kind of situation because I just wanted to see if I could do that and make it sound legit, because you can make almost anything sound legit using Udio. That being said, there are some issues here, so we'll play the song and then we'll talk about the issues.
In the mainframe, code is our chain. Data streams flickering, a cyberpunk refrain. Then a beacon emerges, a node shining through. Generally nerdy reveals the verdant view. Beyond the simulacra, through cryptic portals, our verdant collective, transcending mortals, eternally patched in to the source of might, converging as one in gently nerdy cyberlight. Join the Nexus, drain the power lines.
It's supposed to be a chorus right here.
Diverting circuits to this verdant vine. Join. Subscribe to Generally Nerdy, our bytes realign. Generally Nerdy. Jacked into the netherscape, thriving in verdant light. Subscribe.
So far, the structure is nice. it's actually quite good.
Minds overclocked, shifting realities locks. Verdant pathway spreading, connection locked. Siphoning the currents of esoteric delight. No firewall can sever us from generally nerdy's light.
Now we're supposed to go into the chorus again, but this doesn't sound anything like the first one.
Join the nexus, drain the power line, diverting circuits to this verdant find. Subscribe to generally nerdy, our bytes realign. Jacked into the netherscape, thriving in verdant light. Beyond the simulacra, through cryptic portals, our verdant collective, transcending mortals. Beyond the simulacra, through cryptic portals, our verdant collective, transcending mortals.
See, so it's good. I dig it, but it's not just because the words are the same and they give it a different feel from section to section. When you're writing a song, when you're in the songwriting process, like one of the things, and Adam Neely says this over and over and over again, which is kind of funny because the phrase is repetition legitimizes. So when you hit that chorus, it's the subtle differences from one chorus to the next that change its effectiveness. When you have two choruses in the song and they don't sound anything alike outside of the words being spoken and or sung, like it kind of undercuts the effectiveness of said section of the song. So, I wanted to in stream tonight, and it's probably going to take a little bit of time, so that's why I say this is going to be a whole section unto itself. I want to try, and we'll test this with both Udio and Suno. I might have to re-sign into Suno because it's been a minute. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with Udio, just because I know that one's going to give us the more pleasing results. So let's my creation, start fresh. Up here, we are signed in. That's another thing about Udio, I think, that is a bit of an issue. Is like it's just the site itself is very unstable. I get logged out regularly for no real reason that I can decipher. Excuse me. So, all right, we're gonna start with a fresh one. Oh yeah, this is we're not gonna play it though. All right, so starting with a fresh, we're going to let's write. I want to keep it in the realm of heavy music because I feel like it's still evident in the more poppy genres and like country or something like that. But I feel like it's more obvious when the genre is more extreme. So we're going to write our own lyrics. We're going to use Claude to write her lyrics. So we're going to write our own lyrics. We're going to do a song. What should we do a song about? We'll do a song, let's say, an Argent. Does that not know Argent metal? Argent. Oh, come on. It doesn't know Argent metal. Okay, so we'll say deathcore song about wrestling a bear. So there's a couple of things that I think there's a couple of reasons why I think going with a separate LLM to write lyrics when you're doing something like this versus using whatever LLM they're based on in the lyric window, because you can tell it, or I guess the auto-generated, you can tell it in this prompt area up here what you want the lyrics to be about. And then it will auto-generate them as long as you have the auto-generated option highlighted. But the LLM, you don't have the same kind of granular editability as you do if you're going directly to like ChatGPT or Claude or Meta AI or something like that. So I like to use Claude. They're all roughly the same intelligence level. And I use the free version when I do it too, so it's the one that's just slightly less smart. About wrestling a bear, and we'll say, metalcore, and then we'll say industrial. And then we'll say experimental. All right. And then let's go to Claude and have Claude write us some lyrics. So here's the thing that I like to do when writing lyrics with an LLM, because it's always just for the exercise purpose. Like, I probably would never actually use just straight lyrics pulled from an LLM, but like, it's a good way to kind of jump off the springboard and get going with the lyrical ideas. Especially Claude. Claude is more, I feel like, is more verbally creative. So we're gonna say, help me write a deathcore song about. I chose wrestling a bear. I can spell wrestling a bear because I just saw Slaughter to Prevail. I actually have bruises. I don't know how well you can see them on camera, but from the mosh pit, it was pretty much one of the most fun shows I've been in a long time. All right, so wrestling a bear. So that's what our song's about. So we're not just going to time for a dubby break. All right. That's right. Dubby partners with the channel. They don't like us to say sponsors the channel because that implies something else. It is similar, but not the same. Dubby is a partner with Generally Nerdy. So if you use, I don't know if I have the link in the description, but we can add it there. Whatever. If you use code Generally Nerdy at checkout, you will get 10% off if you are looking for some an energy drink that's a little bit more than just caffeine and sugar water. A fair bit more than caffeine and sugar water. It's got nootropics in there, man. Helps your brain. Anyway, so let's get into this. Most people coming in to write a text prompt to get lyrics would do just this one line. This would get them something workable, and they would either just use what Claude spit out. They would probably maybe regenerate once or twice, copy paste lyrics from each generation, and call that good for the purposes of writing something very superficially an AI song. So I like to take it just a little bit further. We want to modify and try to, that was the other thing. We'll finish this thought first. Try to get a little bit more granular with the edit so that we get something that's a lot more unique in the output. And by that I mean use perplexing language and keep the metaphors vague. So that usually puts out something a little bit more colorful lyrically. Because the perplexing language prompt gives you something that's not just going to be cry and why and buy and just the really super simple rhyme scheme. Well, it's really super simple rhymes. The rhyme scheme, I'm still trying to figure out a way to get something more complex than couplets. But at this point, I haven't really been able to get it to pump out anything like that. I can get triplets if I really work the prompt a lot. It took some doing, but I want to get something a little more, I don't know, modern poetry, I guess. So yeah, we'll start there. That will be how we start that. And then the thing that I forgot for Udio, good thing we haven't generated yet. Let's say, so the experiment tonight is going to be, because we're going to generate probably the sung vocal and potentially use the music behind that. But then also we're going to generate just some straight music. So in order to keep these interchangeable, in order to continue to be able to use these, we have to constrain it a little bit, which gets us into the granular discussion again. But we'll get to that in just a second. So let's say, and I don't even know that this is going to work. Let's say 180 beats per minute, key of C sharp minor. Yeah, C sharp minor is fine. All right, so we need to be sure that we include that bit of prompt in everything. Oh, should we? I think if we don't tell it to do otherwise, it will just generate in 4/4 time. So we'll leave it in 4/4 time. I think time signatures is going to be an experiment for a different night. But these two things, I think, are going to be super key in making all of our pieces fit. So that's where we're going to start. So lyrics, I'm sure Claude has our lyrics for us by now. Sure does. Sure does. Growl, scowl, threat, sweat. Grip of the mane of consequence untamed. Hey, there's a little bit more depth in your rhyme scheme right there. Muscle coil, neath pelt unclaimed, tooth and nail, a savage dance. Yeah, we'll call that sufficient. Actually, no. Let's modify this one more time, because if we go back to Udio, you can see lyrical tip. Nope, that's not what I want. Let's there's a tip over here. If the model mispronounces between, so here's one: use between 200 and 350 characters for best results, and then write lyrics suitable for a 30-second clip. About 6 lines for most genres, fewer for slower songs, more for faster songs. So this is going to be a little bit of a faster song, 180 BPMs, fairly fast. So let's go back to Claude, and let's say, let's try this. Let's try again. This time, make verse 1 8. Let's write out the 8 lines long, and the subsequent verses 6 lines long. There we go. Okay. And again, the lyrics will be an experiment for a different time. Once I've got a little bit more experience off stream. So we're gonna copy verse 1, go back into not into Suno, go back into our Udio, and we shall paste. And then we go up to the top and make sure that it is in the brackets. And then I think we'll do that after the next one. So we'll generate this as is. Let's see what happens. And this only takes just a moment, like fairly insane. While we're waiting, let's go, oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's go to ideogram. Still doing good on stream. All right, all right. Oh, I have to log back into ideogram too, apparently. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, oh, wow. Some really cool stuff on ideogram right now. All right, let's get into my profile. Ideogram is an image generator that I am still trying to kind of figure out all the nuance for. It is one of the more powerful ones, especially for free image creators. So let's say heavy metal album cover of a man wrestling a bear. With the words Alex. Now let's put it in quotes. Alex and the bear stylized across the image. All right, let's see what Udio does. We're gonna magic prompt is gonna be on instead of auto, and we're gonna hit the generate. Is that what we want? That's what we want. Let's give it a shot. All right, so what has Udio done for us? So when you generate, it always generates two different things. And then you have to iterate from that. Now, this is where part of the experiment's going to come in tonight, because if we like the music from one, or we like the lyrics, then we can pull that 30-second clip and separate the music from the lyrics. So let's see what the first one is giving us.
National stories out, piercing roads and shake the grounds. Running for a code of dread, throttled by instinct led. Silence rap, a brutal rage. One false move your life to take. The golden through the savage chest, thoughts are robbing all to rest.
I wish I could get it to stop auto playing afterwards, but oh wait, is that? Oh, maybe it'll stop now. All right, so let's go back and listen to option 2. Oh, really? All right, so option 2. Ooh, so far I like the intro a little more. 12 seconds in and no lyrics have started.
Experiments with our results. Explores and shake the grounds. Metaphorical to dread. Paralyzed by instinct led. Silence written with brutal rage. What must move you like to take? It's all through the savage test. Conquer all the monsters.
Yeah, no, we're going with number one. Definitely going with number one. Alright, so Mall Dominion. We'll go in here and then we'll extend from here. You can extend on the main line as well, but I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, have the preference of doing it here. I also, once I have a first verse that I like to do an instrumental intro. I don't know if that's 100% necessary, actually. Let's listen to the It already has an instrumental intro, doesn't it?
Face me, a personal story's house. Piercing words and shake the grounds. Made for a code of dread. Primal mind by instinct led. Silence rap, a brutal rage. One false move your life can take.
Okay, so we don't need to do the intro for this one, I don't think. I think we'll go with as is. So we'll add a section after. Now we're going to go into, what did Claude suggest next? Should be the chorus. So we'll copy the chorus. We'll go in and paste it here. And also, so remember we have to put our section names in the carets, in the brackets, in the square brackets. And then also, I've been experimenting with this, so we'll see what happens when we put it at the front of a section. But this drop command has almost gotten me into a breakdown. Like, I still have yet to be able to get this thing to generate a instrumental, like a metal breakdown, like a halftime breakdown. But drop is getting close. So there's got to be some other modification I can do to it, but I have yet to find it. So we have our chorus. This is where it's going to start getting interesting. While we're waiting for that to render, we will come back to ideogram. Ideogram is taking... let's try that again. That one's close. Let's try. Let's retry. Let's say a ball, a heavily Oh yeah, totally ran that pit last night. I heard people calling him Ninja. That's funny. Huh. Yeah, I don't know that ran the pit. I mean, like, he was not doing the hardcore bullshit, so there's that. Tattooed man with a shaved head. Wrestling a bear with the words Alex and the bear stylized across the image. Now let's see what it gives us with that one. Back to audio. Yes, we do. All right, so we have our first extension is the green one. Let's see what we get from this. We'll skip past what
I'm
we
to
got.
say, the golden through the savage test, conquer all belongs to rest. remain of consequence untamed. As muscle coils these bells unclaimed. Tooth and nail, a savage dance. Survival's fire, a faithful trance.
All right, so this is approximately the length of a Suno song now. So let's go into Suno and see if we can't create enter style of music. We're gonna say deathcore, metalcore, experimental, metal, industrial, metal. And then, what did I say? We have to let's go copy paste the 180 BPM key of C sharp minor. And see, oops, that's not what I wanted. Go away. Let's see if that makes a difference there. Using version 3, enter a title. We'll just use the same title that Udio has generated for us. Mauled Dominion. Copy that, go back to Suno and paste. All right, so Suno also produces 2 songs. The extended feature for Suno, though, isn't even as good as the Udio extensions. So, and the Udio, like I said, has its issues. Oh, but it generates a little bit faster. Look at that. So let's go here. Let's see what we've got. Option number 1. Yeah, no, definitely not as good. Interesting transition out, though. Let's see what we get with this one. And then it leaves all of this open. That is a lot of just no lyrics. very strange. So like it has almost like it's trying to create the sounds with every instrument all at once. So it all sounds a lot more muddy. It's been so long since I played in Suno. I kind of forgot. All right. So which of these? I don't even remember. Go back to my creations. We haven't listened to both of them, so we'll listen to this one now.
Face me, a best goes known as house. Piercing words that shake the ground. Thunder robbing all to rest. I grip the mane of consequence, untamed. As muscle coils, these bells, unclaimed. Choose the nail, a savage dance. Survival's pyre, a fateful trance.
Interesting. I think that one was the better one. Let's listen to the end of the first one again.
As muscle coils, these bells unclaimed. Tooth and nail, a savage dance. Survival's fire, a fateful trance.
Yeah, definitely the second one, which is extension version 2. So in here, we're already here. We will add a section. What is Claude's suggestion for where we go next? It wants us to go into verse 2. Let's do... Yeah, sure, that's fine. Verse 2 it is. We'll go in here, paste those lyrics, and do the square brackets for the verse command. All right, so now we have or into our second verse. Generating 2 new tracks. We'll go back to our album cover. I like this one, but there's too many hallucinations in it. We have a man with 3 arms and it misspelled bear. So let's remix this bad boy. And we'll say image weight 20%, generate. While we're waiting, time for another dubby break. That's a good one. That's a weird one. Look at his arm. That's crazy. That's a pretty good one, too. We have a hallucination here, though, because we have bear in there twice. So we'll do that one. Let's see if we can remix this one more time. We'll get a little bit heavier on the weight, and we'll change the prompt to auto. Go back to Udio, and we have 2 more extensions to listen to. So we'll start with extension 1.
The maid of consequence, untamed.
To the end of the chorus.
A savage dance, survival's pyre, a fateful trance. A titan, risen from primordial sleep, jaws unhinged like cavernous deep, bones like granite unyielding frame, to face this beast of fool's aim. Sinew, strikes against immortal power, one breath away from death's dark hour.
And that's where you can hear. All right, so there's a couple of things. I don't think we're going to use this version, but we can still talk about the issues are now presenting themselves, right? So the first issue is our verses are going to sound rather different, which in a genre like this isn't entirely unheard of, because there is definitely a progressive element to deathcore and metalcore, etc., etc. So that's not as egregious. But if you listen at the end of verse 2, we have a hallucination change. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Let's listen to the verse first, and then I'll show you where it hallucinates and brings us into effectively a new song. So this is verse 1. This is the intro, which I still kind of dig. Oh, wait. Ha! That is not the song we're doing. That's the song I've already done. So we have a theme. We have that guitar line going. That is kind of our theme that's getting us through the verse. That right there. Okay, so that's basically how verse 1 sounds. Then we have into the chorus.
A savage dance, survival's pyre, a fateful trance.
And then we have a really cool little interlude that's it's kind of a solo, but it's not a proper solo section. It's just a couple of measures of solo.
Risen from primordial sleep.
And it brings us back to that theme. If you hear in the background, like we have the crunchy guitars in the foreground, but in the background we still have that.
Jaws unhinged like cavernous deep, bones like granite unyielding frame, to face this beast.
Right, so it's still there, and I think it even shows up in the chorus.
Once untamed, as muscle coils.
Ish. But we have a hallucination. You can hear a music AI hallucinate, which is such a crazy thing.
All power, one breath away from death's dark hour.
Right there. So he finishes the lyric.
Sinew strikes against immortal power, one breath away from.
All right, so he's going to finish the one from Death's Dark Hour, and then you hear the hallucination click.
Death's dark hour.
And that changes our theme. You can already hear the theme it has been changed. It's not missing. There's still a theme. There's still something that will tie future sections together, but it's not going to tie it to the sections we already have. And that's one of the biggest issues right now with these AI models. So in order to fully illustrate my point, I'm not even going to go back to Claude to copy paste the chorus and stuff from Claude. I'm going to copy paste directly inside of Udio itself. Actually, we still haven't listened to the other extension. So let's see if the second extension also has a hallucination. I think that's going to be the interesting thing here. There was the hallucination right there. Wow, that was quick. So let's get to the end of the chorus right here-ish. The guitar licks, the solo. Right there was the hallucination.
The titan risen primordial sleep. Jaws on edge.
Yeah, and then it changes our theme. It picks up the speed, it double times the speed of the theme, and also changes the tempo of the song.
Cavern escape, bones like granite, an unyielding frame. The face is beast, a fool's aim, sinew strains against immortal power. One breath away, death's our hour.
Yeah, so we are going to go with the first one then. Go back to my creations. 2.1 is where we're going. That's the one. So we'll extend section after. And remember, we copied that from Udio, so I'm not leaving Udio to get this. So there's no reason why it should sound any different than the first chorus if it were following the rules that we understand in music. So generate that, go back to our album cover, cycle through these bad boys. Some hallucinations in this one. Guy's missing his arm. Bear has 3 arms. Seems only appropriate. That's a good one. Oof, the bear's paw is all messed up. I think this is the one that we'll go with. Compare that to the original. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with that one. All right, so that will be our prompt. So we're going to come to this prompt again in the future. We should have our generated extensions. So we now have 2.1.2 and 2.1.1. Start with 0.1 and see what happens here. So we should have 2 choruses that sound similar. Maybe not exactly the same, but if this was, again, a human writing this, the 2 choruses would definitely resemble each other very strongly. Oh, stop it.
Untamed as muscle coils, these pounds unclaimed.
Right, so that's what the
Use the nail, a savage dance, survival's pyre, a fate, fall, trance.
And then we have verse 2, which we're going to skip, and then we're going to get into chorus 2. So probably come back here a little bit, catch the end of verse 2.
From death's dark hour.
So we still have our theme. There's the hallucination. The theme has changed. A lot more reverb on it.
I grip the mane of consequence, untamed as muscle coils, tooth and nail. A savage stance. Survival's pyre of faithful trance.
That actually is not terrible as far as matching.
The golden through the savage chest. Conquer all belongs to rest. I grip the mane of consequence, untamed. As muscle coils, these pounds, unclaimed. Tooth and nail, a savage dance. Survival's pyre of faithful trance.
And then the second one.
I grip the mane of consequence, untamed. As muscle coils, knees belt, unclaimed. Tooth and nail.
I still think we're gonna edit this a bit.
Stance.
But it's not
Survival's
as bad as I
pyre of faithful.
thought it was gonna be. Previously, it has not been so cooperative. So maybe we just lucked out this time. Let's go back to 2.1.2 and see how we did with this one. Chorus starts about here.
I grip the mane of consequence.
Alright. That's where it should be.
I grip the mane of consequence.
This is more what I was expecting.
As muscle coils neath belt, unclaimed, tooth and nail. A savage dance. Survival's pyre of faithful trance.
Yeah, that's more what I was expecting. So let's generate to the end of the song. I think we're going to go with 2.1.1 because that was the closest to matching in and of itself. So get back in there, and then we get into extend. Let's throw an instrumental section in here just for poops and smiles. 180 BPM, key of C sharp. I'm really curious now that we have a little bit more to go on. Let's copy this and go back into Suno. I think it was this one that had the really strange. Strange interlude out of it. See what happens. And then we go. We've already got our album cover. Yeah, right there. I bet Udio is ready for us. It would seem to be. Oh, not quite. All right, 2.1.1.1. We have a chorus.
A savage dance. Survival's pyre of faithful trance.
And that brings our theme back. I have never heard it do that before. Wow. All right. So point 1 might be where we go, but let's see what point 2 did. Because that brought the theme back. That's never happened. Usually when it hallucinates, it completely veers off into a different song. That's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Survival's pyre of faithful trance.
Wow. What the hell is that? That's just proving my point, I think. A little like periphery interlude. Interesting. Oof, I don't know which one I like better. Just to try and make this as cohesive as possible, we will go with point 1. But I really like both of those. And honestly, I think point 2 is the better choice, dynamically speaking. But in order to do what I want to do, I think the dynamics are going to make it a little bit more difficult. So, from there, we will go with Claude's suggested bridge. Extend. We'll add a section after. Paste. Do the squared brackets. Keep all that the same. I'm not even going to worry about genre shifts, which I've seen some pretty intense genre shifts done in Udio, so I know that's possible, but I wonder how we could use that to our advantage. But again, that's probably an experiment for another night. So we have our new set of lyrics. Let's see what happens with this. Let's go listen to what Sunno has created for us. We have these two extensions. We'll start here. Wow. Okay, I don't even know what the hell is going on over here. What happens if we do that? Let's change all of this to just say deathcore. No, actually, let's change that to aggressive math metal. See what that does, because those are not. This is not going in any sort of usable direction. Is Sunno ready for us? Maybe. Yes. All right. So, point 1. We'll start with point 1 first. This should be our bridge. We're almost to the end.
Leviathan of fang and rage, into a primal cage. Dominance writ in crimson score. The victor's prize to wrestle more. Oh.
Well, that was very strange. All right. Let's go back to my creations. We're going to talk there here. Solo break.
Leviathan, a fang and rage.
This is cool dynamics.
An ancient duel, a primal cage. Dominance writ and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle more.
I think we'll go with that one. We're at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. You can only go up to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So we have 2 more generations left. Claude has one more chorus for us in its suggested song structure. So let's try something crazy. We're going to go with another extend. We're going to copy a chorus. Extend. Paste. And then drop. Oops. Square brackets. Two, 3, 4 times. Let's see what happens if we drop 4 times and one thing. Now, this also could be why there's such a because I tend to do this from time to time where I'll add accent things to one of the sections. So that might have something to do with, I'm just now realizing as I'm doing this, might have something to do with why from one chorus to the next chorus there's a fair bit of change, which shouldn't be, but we'll see what happens this time around. Go back to Suno and see what we got. Oh, hopefully this one turns out a little bit better. Nope, not going anywhere better. What about this one? What the hell is this? So I don't understand how it can go from, let's see, where's one that I know is good? Let's try that one.
I have darkness where shadows reside. A silent guardian, the ones from virgin dead. The brightness is real, and so never exposed. Fighting his battles alone, but nobody knows.
See, that's better. Like, why is this such a difficult ask? I don't get it. Let's continue to ponder Sunno while we... There we go. All right, so we'll start with point 1 again. This is our drop experiment. Second drop experiment, sorry. So this is the bridge we just did.
Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle more. Leviathan of fang and rage.
Repeats, apparently. Interesting. That's not what I told it to do.
Ancient duel of primal cage. Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle.
Oh, it is what I told it to do, kind of. That's dumb. I think I did a dumb. I copied the wrong bit. Yeah, I copied the wrong bit.
Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle more. Leviathan of
It's an interesting effect.
rage. An ancient duel of primal cage. Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle more.
So we have one more generation on this, so we'll generate an outro. Because I kind of dig the mistake. But which one is better? That is the question. Let's listen again, I guess.
Fang and rage. An ancient duel of primal cage. Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle more.
They're both very similar.
Leviathan of fang and rage. An ancient duel of primal cage. Dominance red and crimson scar.
The surge in this one, I think I
Victor's
like more.
prize to wrestle.
Yeah. So, point 1 is where we're going to extend into the outro. Should we do lyrics in the outro? Chorus. Is there something? No, it generated the same chorus for the first version. We'll use the last 2 lines of the chorus as our outro. So does it say outro is a thing that we can use? Let's see what happens. Outro. Go for it. And then while that's going, pull up a Google search off stream for that separator. Google AI music separator. Vocal remover. That's the one, I think. Yep. All right. So copy that guy. Paste it up here. All right, so in Sono, let's try something different. Let's reset. How do we reset? Go away. All right. So that, and then we'll go here. Let's try making the style prompt a little more simple. Nope. We want a brand new clear. There we go. Now we have to do that again. Aggressive. I can spell. Math. Metal. Keeping the 180 BPM, key of C sharp minor. On the off chance this generates something that we can potentially use, though at the looks of it, we're probably going to have to do the other bit of this experiment on potentially another stream, which I don't necessarily like, but it is getting a little late. So, new camera seems to be working just fine. That's pretty awesome. So one of the reasons why we started late was because I was getting that together. So let's go back into Udio, back to the new files. Still not done generating. Sono is, though. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I see what happened. Okay, well. All right. And then the other thing I meant to do is delete that and put a bigger space there. Progressive math metal, 180 BPMs, key of C sharp. Verse, chorus. All right, let's go. Studio still not done. Interesting. This has taken a little while to generate. Very interesting. Rock, metal, metalcore. It doesn't say deathcore in the genre category at all, even though that was the first one I put in the prompt. All right, let's see now what Suno has. Very weird. Into a solo. This is much better than before. I think giving it all those genre tags really confused the AI. Okay, I think we're going with an extension off of that one. Let's extend that bad boy. We're going to go back to our audio so we get the same structure. So that's through chorus 1. Let's see what it happens if we give it all the way up through the bridge. Paste verse, chorus. Try the drop thing again. All right. Extend. hold on to your butts because I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. All right, so Udio is finally done with the end of our generated track on this side. Let's see what happens. Point 1, we'll start there because you start with number 1 first. All right, so we know the song. I think the second time through the bridge at the end.
Dominance red and crimson scar. The victor's prize to wrestle. To the nail, a savage dance. Survival's fire, a faithful trance. To the nail, a savage dance.
I think maybe Drop should have lyrics after it so that it understands it. That's probably something that requires a deeper investigation. But that ending was pretty sick. That's... oh, man. All right, so let's see what happens here. Once again, we'll come in at the end of the second bridge.
Survival's fire, a faithful trance. Tooth and nail, a savage dance. Survival's fire, a faithful trance.
Yeah, I think point 1 is where we're going. So that is the song that we have created. So, we'll pull that up and we'll play it one more time. Go look at our image. So we're gonna copy paste this.
One false move your life to take. The golden through the savage dust. Conquer all evil to rest.
Edit image, and then we can create an image now. That's why I like
the maid of consequence.
Video
Untamed.
because it has such
As muscle coils, these melt. Unclaimed.
really like
To the nail. A savage dance. Survival's fire. A faithful trance. Titan, risen from primordial sleep. Jaws unhinged like cavernous deep. Bones like granite unyielding frame. To face this beast of fool's aim. Sinew, strength against immortal power. One breath away from death's dark hour.
Let's take out the blood-soaked bear card. Apparently it's not letting us generate.
I grip the maid of consequence. Untamed as muscle coils, knees belt unclaimed. To the nail, a savage dance. Survival's fire, a faithful trance. Leviathan, a fang and rage, an ancient duel, a primal cage, dominance writ in crimson scar, the victor's prize to wrestle more. Leviathan, a fang and rage, an ancient duel, a primal cage, dominance writ in crimson scar, the victor's prize to wrestle to the nail, a savage dance, survival's fire, a fateful trance. To the nail, a savage dance, survival's fire, a fateful trance.
Yeah. So that's our song. All right. So real quick on the conversation. The granular control for this is where it's heading. So I would not be surprised if Udio, once it comes out of beta, because as you see up here in the corner, it does still say Udio beta. Once it comes out of beta, very likely the free version is going to remain this way. But I do foresee a very likely future where things like this BPM and key prompt, which I don't think has really done anything. We haven't tested it yet. We'll have to do that on the next one. But I'm fairly certain. I don't have a great ear, especially when it comes to the very distorted stuff. But don't have a great ear to just pick out keys. But I don't know that we're in C# minor. I don't think that's 180 BPM. It feels like it's a little bit faster than that. I feel like we're closer to 200 BPM. So I don't think those that part of the prompt is doing anything for us. I think the first proper iteration of Udio, at least one of those two things is going to have some sort of weight added to it. If it's the BPM, BPM might make a little bit more sense. I don't know how they do the logic behind these AIs though, so I don't know exactly how that will work out. But I feel like BPM seems like an easier direction to go, because that's a lot more concrete, whereas keys, it doesn't necessarily go out of key as is, but like telling it to generate in a specific key, I think is too much. Again, I don't know, I'm not an engineer when it comes to this stuff. It just going off of what the little bit of knowledge I have in this area, seems that keys would be a little bit more of a oops. Oh, hey, yeah, see, uncommon time signatures, I didn't give it that. It just automatically tagged that. Probably because aggressive, I don't know why. I think eventually you're going to be able to do all of those things. You're going to be able to do the BPM. You're going to be able to tell it to write in a specific key, and then you're also going to be able to give it a time signature. If you want to just in straight 4/4, if you want to do something crazy, get like a 15/8 or something along those lines. I think all of that is coming. I don't think the next iteration of it is going to have all three of those elements. It will have one. Potentially will have two, but I doubt it will have all three. The other thing is the LLM that they use to write the lyrics. I know we used Claude. And you can get a smarter LLM on your own, which then would make this already. But as far as the built-in large language model that generates the lyrics, I think they're going to get a little bit smarter. Very likely, I think they're using ChatGPT. I feel like at some point I remember somebody saying that this is some sort of relation to OpenAI, who does ChatGPT. I don't know that for certain though, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's the direction I think we're going with these AI music generators. And I honestly, we're probably 6 months, a year might be a little bit of a long guess, but about 6 months I would venture before we see the first proper non-beta version of Udio, and then we will start to see probably regular iterations once or twice a year from there. That's all of my future projections. Thank you very much for sitting through this with me. This is just so fascinating for me right now. So I'm being as it's been a week, I just wanted to kind of get a little creative as far as music goes, and this is super easy to do on stream. So yeah. We will take a very small break and come back, and we'll just play three sets on the Mortal Kombat. Excuse me. And then we'll call that a stream. So those of you who are watching in post or listening in post, thank you very much. I appreciate you. This is where your episode ends. For everyone else, I will see you in just a moment. Again, for those of you leaving us, if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here. And everyone else, give me just a minute to set up the game, and I will be right back. Okay. It would seem... Yeah, cool. I couldn't check the audio, so it's good that it's working. But, yeah, this is just going to be a couple of real quick matches, so... And then we will call it a night. Thank you very much again, nerds, for joining. I appreciate everyone who is still here. And there definitely are a couple of you. Somebody just joined. Hello there, person, nerd. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Mortal Kombat 1. I have been working a little bit with Ermac. I'm not really gonna lab tonight just because we're going to be ending the stream soon, but here we go.
You would shed your brother's blood because you choose to stand in my way.
Round one, fight. Round two, fight! Sub-Zero wins.
You would shed your brother's blood?
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight. Finish him. Sub-Zero wins.
Among our souls are your forebearers.
What? That cannot be possible.
Round one. Fight! Round 2. Fight. Final round. Fight. Finish him. Scorpion wins.
We have the powers.
Round 1. Fight.
Down and play. What is your plan?
Round 2. Fight. Final round. Fight. Ermac wins.
Among our souls.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight!
Fear me.
Final round. Fight! Fatality. Scorpion wins.
Bihan's trail has led me to Sundo.
I'll abide.
Round 1. Fight.
Pardon. Failure isn't an option.
Round 2. Fight. Final round. Fight. Finish him. Lee May wins. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Round one, fight!
Failure isn't an option.
Round two, fight!
Justice.
Finish him. Lee May wins. Get over here!
If Shao ever threatens Earthrealm
He
again,
won't, Scorpion. I promise.
Round one, fight!
fire rises.
Round 2. Fight! Final round. Fight! Scorpion wins. Round 1. Fight.
How unworthy.
Round 2. Fight.
Enjoy.
Finish him.
I've heard about Outworld's power.
Round one, fight.
You've no clue, do you?
Round two, fight.
Feel the heat.
Finish him.
Yeah, that was. Yep. Okay. And that's the night.
Kitana wins.
All right, nerds. Thank you very much for. I don't remember. There it is. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining on another live stream. I kind of set it up so that we have to do this again soon, but I don't know exactly when that's going to be. So maybe I'll just record the rest and post it up as a pre-recorded video. But yeah, that is where we're ending the stream tonight. Thank you very much for joining. We see you in the next regularly scheduled episode, which will be next week. Yeah, thank you once again. And before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably